Hello, everyone. Greetings. Happy Sunday to you. Got back home from church. Decided, yep, it's a good day to be outside in the sun. There's a couple of clouds up above. Let me do a quick flash of the sky. Couple of clouds up above, but that's okay. It's supposed to be 85 degrees today. Yippee yahoo! This may be the official last day of summer. So it is what it is. I'm going to enjoy it. Wanted to give you an update as to what I plan on doing for this week and what my meal plans are. Sorry about that. The meal plan is going to be real simple like last week. I'm absolutely loving eggs. I love them, number one, because I get them free range, organic from my farmer friend at work. They're $2 a dozen. They're super orange, delicious, yolky yolks. Is that even a word? It is now on the video. The breakfast egg video that Chris Cooking Nashville did, I I love it. I find that personally for me, the sous vide egg is the best, though it does take a lot of time. I love that creamy milkiness. I also love the fact that it's it can allow me to add a little bit more butter. So I love that because of the richness, the mouthfeel, the unctuousness of the additional butter on in the eggs. And I think I'm going to stick with eggs as my primary breakfast. However, I am going to go with the sea food diet, meaning I'm going to eat from the sea as well as from the land. I think they call it sea lion. I think they do. Seafood is what I used to do before I became keto and carnivore. I saw food and I ate everything. Now, I don't know if you guys feel the way that I do. I saw somebody making a recipe for Rice Krispie treats on the internet. I do a lot of internet searching and scrolling. And I remember when my son was very young, I used to make a lot of Rice Krispie treats using, of course, Rice Krispies, butter, and marshmallows. Now I wouldn't be caught dead eating any of those, except the butter, of course. But the they added some Ritz crackers to it, and I just found myself thinking about all the ingredients, and my stomach got a little bit upset over that. I felt the ingredients, the fake, the raw, the ugh, ingredients in my mouth, and it just turned my stomach completely yuck. So I thought I really like simple now that I'm back to working second shift. So I plan on carrying a can of either tuna, salmon, or sardines along with me to work in addition to a meat product. I may even do some bacon wrapped shrimp as a protein. I probably won't take that to work because I don't know how well that would keep in my thermos. I also made a huge batch, about a gallon and a half of beef. I'm sorry, chicken broth, chicken stock. So I plan on drinking that. That's really good in the morning. I drink that with my breakfast as opposed to a coffee, and I still continue to have my LMNT bubbly salt water, whether I take it in a can or I mix it. I had a couple of those LMNT cans in the refrigerator at work, and to my surprise, somebody actually stole them. Now, I feel happy that they wanted to try it, and hopefully they liked it because there were two of them. So I'm glad. However, I didn't get the chance to drink my LMNT can. So, wah, wah, bummer. I like treating people and giving them things that in their normal American daily diet living they can't fathom. This week I took some Chalk Zero almonds over to the physical therapy staff that I go to, and you wonder, no disrespect to the people, but you wonder, are you really living under a rock that you don't know what's out there, what's available? First off, they didn't know that there's such a thing as sugar-free chocolate, which I find a little bit I was amazed by that. But I told them that there's a big difference. The Russell Stover's chocolate, if you eat too much of that, you better be near a bathroom and you cannot do hydrotherapy. Just saying. Enough said. I let them know that this was the Chalk Zero was with stevia as the sweetener, and they were pleasantly surprised. I gave it to them before my therapy, so I had 45 minutes of having the canister there, and they tried it, and on my way out they said, "We were amazed. This tastes just like an Almond Joy." I said, "Yeah, but less sugar." So I think I have some happy customers for you, Chalk Zero. I hope. I also plan on giving them some of the Chalk Zero chips that I ordered because I ordered plenty in advance to take advantage of the fact of the discounts that some of the influencers had. So I jumped on the bandwagon, their bandwagon, and got the additional 10% off of the Chalk Zero, and I bought some chocolate. So I'm going to take a couple bags, they're different variety, and give them some zip top bags. Tell them to take a cup home and make their normal cookies for their family and see what they think insofar as what chocolate chip cookies taste like without the additional sugar in the chocolate chips. You know what I mean. So that's it for me and my spiel for the week. I think I'm going to be posting my meals that I'll be eating this week, my Sea Lion meals. And I will talk to you guys, if not during the week, for sure by next weekend. By the way, Jack's birthday is next Friday. Got a couple of things planned for that day. Physical therapy, that's number one. Pedicure, number two. Take him out to see a movie. And have, I think we're going to have dinner out. That way I don't have to cook. So we'll probably do a steak dinner for him. That's what he likes. Or he likes a good fish fry. So that's it for now. Talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Cheers. So I have to run out and get some milk today. It's Sunday, late afternoon, and the husband says, "Go out and mail at the post office these 2 pieces of mail." Sure, on my way to Quick Trip, I can do it. And I run into this sign. What in the name of everything that is, I have no words for this. Project funded by President Joe Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law. This road has been so bad before when Obama was in office, and now that old JoJo's getting out, Now we're getting the road fixed. Oh, I see a sticker on it. Let's see if I can zoom and see what this sticker says here. Yeah. Let's go, Brandon. Right there. Enough said. Well, that was just one road of about a dozen that could really, truly use some repair here in New Auburn, Wisconsin. Now, because the post office is in New Auburn, and insofar as the zip code is concerned, we use the zip code of New Auburn, but we live in the township of Sampson. And there's so much work that has to be done out here. And yet, this sign goes up towards the end of Joe's term, like a big hoorah, hooray. Come on, we really, like I'm sure many others of you, could really use a lot of road infrastructure tending to and care. You see the videos that I do and all the little bumping and shaking that I do on the videos. It's not me. I don't have Parkinson's. It's the road that I'm on that is just roads that are just awful. These roads are terrible. And yet Jojo and Kamala, tomato, wants the credit for it. I don't know. People. But now that I'm almost on the freeway, I can get on the topic that I wanted to talk about. And that topic is the fact that I am 63 years old. I don't think it's an old number, and I don't feel like the number. However, I only have one child, one son. Not married, the one son. Yet I have things of value that I would like to pass down to the children. But I'm discerning who I give what to. I'd like to be able to give it to nieces and nephews, but the family unit, as many of you probably have the same experience, the family unit in my family has changed. When my mother passed away, it seemed as though we all went off and all in different directions, and we all led our own little lives. True, some may say it's good, some may say it's bad. I also am in a position myself, a personal position, whereby I don't speak to certain individuals in my family for reasons that obviously I'm not going to get onto Instagram and YouTube and talk about. But what's making me decide who gets what even comes into the picture with my mother-in-law's thing is I had asked my it's my stepdaughter, her husband, so let's call him a son-in-law. I asked my son-in-law to have my daughter-in-law call me months ago to discuss a very important matter, and I never got the call. And it's not having to do with distributing some of the things at all, but now, months later, I'm faced with the fact that I'd like to be able to distribute things. But I don't know if people are going to get the things that I have and treasure it like I do. Is it going to be some man's trash is another man's treasure? I don't know. The thing I wanted to discuss with my Jack's daughter, our youngest daughter, was not having to do with anything personal, but years ago I had given her things from my mother to use while she was in college that were important to me, that I thought, well, for college, if she can use it, and whatever happens, happens. When she's done with it and returns it, she can return it to me, and I could probably refinish them or have them refinished. And they were left behind, but that was personal to me. And now I wish I would have had these things, because let's be frank, the things back in the day were built far better than the piecemeal glued wood particle board of today. So I'm faced with the decision, and I called my goddaughter and I said, I would like to give you some things for you, because you're my goddaughter, also for you to pass down to your daughter, which is my great niece. So my goddaughter, her father is my nephew. My goddaughter, I'm her great aunt, and her baby, which just turned a year old a month and a half ago, is my great niece. So I'd like them to be able to get things, and the decision is weighing on me big time as to, do I give other things to other members of the family, and how do I decide, and who do I decide? Do I ask them, would you like this? And if they say no, I don't feel as though I'll be offended, but I discussed this with my goddaughter. I said, I have my mother's hope chest when she was married, and when I was a little bratty child, I took crayon on it and I colored all over the hope chest. So as I possessed this heirloom, my mother's hope chest, I didn't feel compelled to remove the crayon marks, because I did it, and it holds a piece of sentiment to me, if you know what I mean. So I wouldn't be offended if she, Danielle, decided to have it refinished, but I would be offended if I would give it to somebody else and they would sell it as an antique. Do you know what I mean? So that's the decision that's weighing on me right now from a familial standpoint, and some of the things that I think it's time to be able to pass down right now to family members. But the discernment is the hardest part. It truly is. One man's trash is another man's treasure, as they say. So if any of you out there have any opinions as to, were you faced with having to get rid of something, or did you gain possession of something from a family member that's near and dear to you? Or am I just reading into this perhaps the wrong way? I mean, it's one thing if I want to be able to gift somebody a monthly membership to a Kelly Hogan class, for example, and they don't respond, or maybe they're offended or whatever, but it's a big thing to be able to want to gift family treasures to people. So those are my thoughts for today. I'm here at Quick Trip right now, folks. I will talk to you soon. Just some thoughts I wanted to share. Toodles. Hi everyone, Jerry here from Carnivore in the middle of the forest. Out on Sunday evening, and I wanted to touch base about what my intentions were insofar as what my plans were for eating this week. Now, last week, many people had thought, how in the world can you eat eggs all week? Weren't you bored with them? Weren't you fed up with eating eggs all week? And I'll be frank, I love it. I was off from work, so I didn't get the eggs from my farmer friend from work for all those months. And now that I'm back to getting them, and they're the free range, super orange eggs, yolks, I should say. They are so stinking delicious. And I made them almost almost all of the 12 ways that Chris Cooking Nashville did, except the microwave ones. Chris, I can't bring myself to doing it. Also, to have the egg salad that I make, which is very, very simple, but it's so super yellow that you'd think I added a lot of the regular yellow mustard in, but I really didn't. And to eat that insofar as my lunch is concerned for the week, oh man, I loved it. I felt like it was a treat when I saw that there is a pickle spice, if you will, in the grocery stores that you can add to whatever your sandwiches, or in my case, to my egg salad. I thought, this is kind of neat. But Serious Keto did a video on how he took pickles and dehydrated them for his grandson, and took a mortar and pestle and pulverized it and made his own without the sketchy ingredients. I thought, bravo to you, Steve. I just add the pickle juice to it, to my egg salad, to give it that little zip and zing, which is fine for me. Is it completely carnivore for the carnivore purists? No, it's probably not completely carnivore, but it gives it that little something to make it appealing to me, and I enjoyed it all week. So my meals on repeat were, for many people, I guess you could say, quite boring, but for me, they were great. So I'd like to continue on and do eggs every morning, eggs in some form of pork, be it pork sausage, the pork sausage slices, the pork sausage links, or the bacon, or the Costco bacon pieces parts that you get in the bag that are already pre-cooked and chopped up. I'm going to continue with that because it satiates me. Now, what my other plan is for the other 2 meals is going to be seafood, or as they call it in the carnivore diet, the sea lion. I want to be able to eat from the sea, whether it's shrimp or fish or salmon patties or anything, tuna, sardines, eat that, and beef, hence the term sea lion. I want to be able to do that. It's going to be very simple. I like simple. And when you work second shift and you're having to come up with meal plans, something with a little variety or a little recipe, as the kids say nowadays, I ain't got time for that. I really don't. I love doing it. As a former caterer, I love being creative in the kitchen. Would I like to make a deviled egg for lunch? Sure, I'd like that. But I want to go heavy on the proteins on my lunch hour. As a matter of fact, before I left the house, before I went to Quick Trip, I put 4 patties, beef patties, the kind that I feed my dog from QVC. That's not bad, as a matter of fact. That's like gourmet. The beef patties I feed her, I put 4 of those in the air fryer, so when I get home, I'm going to turn on the air fryer and eat those. But it's going to be a late supper for me, because I was laying outside today enjoying the last hurrah of the summer, or what I think is going to be the last hurrah. The leaves are changing right now in northwestern Wisconsin. And when I was a realtor, I enjoyed the fall season. I loved getting out my wool suits, pantsuits, and the blazers, and all these sweaters and the wool. I used to love that. No, not so much. And winter, I'm not a fan of it. As a matter of fact, when Jack and I were talking today, when I ultimately do retire, we're going to be spending the entire month of February in Florida. Not just the 2 or 3 weeks like we typically do, but we're going to spend the entire month of February enjoying the heat. I love heat. But I don't think I love the humidity. Like, I couldn't live in Arizona. That's a little too hot. 120 degrees? No. A little too hot for me. And of course the German Shepherd, her little paws, too hot for her. But now I'm getting off of topic, off of what I plan on eating. The 3 ingredients are still going to stay with me. So if I want to, I can have some just plain horseradish in some plain sour cream and use that as a dip for my shrimp, or maybe even my beef patties. I plan on doing that during the week. I don't want anything super extensive for work. I may continue with the Egg Life wraps and having my beef patties in an Egg Life wrap, and that may be construed as, if you will, meatloaf, and use my raw cheese and shred that with my potato peeler on an Egg Life wrap. I may do that, but it's so stinking simple and so delicious and so satiating for me to eat carnivore. I love it. I can't imagine, if you would have told me this when I was in my 20s, that I would be eating only meat and not preparing a fresh loaf of bread, fresh potatoes, continuing using seed oils, eating homemade donuts for dessert, having vegetables or a salad with every meal, the complete meal, as they always said, make your meal complete and balanced. Shoot, just drinking orange juice, we call that in our house liquid diabetes, because that's a whole heck of a lot of sugar. I'm just saying. So carnivore for me is very simple. So this is going to be a super simple week. I hope to remember to take pictures for you guys. That's where I fail at work. Sometimes I'm so hungry, it gets to be, 4 or 5 or whatever, and I'm eating it and I go, oh shoot, I forgot to take a picture. So I'll try to take pictures. I'll try to take them as I'm preparing them, putting them in my lunchbox to take them to go. So that's it for me right now. Thanks for listening. I will catch up with you all week. Take care, everybody. Cheers. And this is what's for dinner. 3 Rastellis from QVC, beef Angus and prime rib burgers. And I made myself a dipping sauce of sour cream and some paprika, little spicy paprika to be able to dip. That's what's for dinner today. Well, that's all I could eat today. 2 of the Rastilli QVC burger patties, just 2 only. And I'm going to take this one and the one that I didn't finish and have that for lunch tomorrow at work. So tomorrow, lunch is already done. Easy peasy, beef squeezy. Monday breakfast for farm fresh eggs done over medium. Started sunny side and then I put the lid on it. 3 pieces of my egg white bread that I make and 4 Clements sausages. Clements sausages from Milwaukee, the hometown. That's what's for breakfast Monday morning. Well, this is what I am having for lunch at work today. Now, I'm going to show you the containers that I use in my lunch container to keep these fresh. So, let's start with the containers first. I ice the containers, especially for the cold products, things with mayonnaise in them, etc. In this case, I don't have mayonnaise. I am going to be putting 3 of the hard-boiled eggs that I made early this morning in the refrigerated container. I'm going to chop up 2 of the leftover burgers for dinner and put that into this one so that they can be room temperature, if you will. I didn't heat this, I didn't heat this, but I'm going to eat them, for lack of a better term, room temperature or cold out of the refrigerator using these thermal containers that I got from Costco a couple weeks ago. So that is Monday lunch for me. Tuesday morning meal on repeat. Scrambled eggs, 5 Clements sausages, and cooked in 2 tablespoons of butter. Yum. I don't mind meals on repeat at all. I just love eggs. Delicious. Good Tuesday morning. I'm off to my physical therapy pool appointment today, and I wanted to show you what I'm giving to my therapists and their staff for kicks and giggles, just because. So I don't always give big gifts. Sometimes I give little gifts to people. Here goes. Turn the camera around. I'm going to hit them with the Chalk Zero. Turn the camera. Whoops. Turn the bag this way. Individual scoopers so that nobody has to dig in and touch the candy. White chocolate chips. Butterscotch chips. The good old traditional milk chocolate baking chips. And gotta love it. If you love it. If you love it, you know. The mint flavored white chocolate chips. So that's their little surprise. They really loved the almond. They really loved the almond pieces that I gave them. So I figured, why not bless them with this? Have a wonderful day. Toodles and cheers. Kind of boring, yet delicious. 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold butter, cooked 4 scrambled eggs, and 5 Clements sausage links. This is what's for breakfast. On repeat, delicious every time. Happy Thursday morning. This is scrambled hash. 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold butter, 8 ounces of the Butcher Box breakfast sausage,
about a handful of crushed up pork rinds to make it crunchy, 5 farm fresh organic free range eggs, and 1.5 ounces of cheddar cheese that I had left over in my freezer. That's what's for breakfast today. With, of course, the bubble water. Thursday breakfast, scrambled hash. Yum.
Happy Friday! I took the day off for Jack's birthday today. Whoop, whoop. So today, Jack turned 75 years old. Aichi, wah, wah, wah. Doesn't look a day over 60, though. I'm sure we feel many years older than 60 nonetheless. But I'm about to take him out for his favorite. He likes deep fried cod. So there's a place in Chippewa, no, it's actually called Jim Falls, just outside of Chippewa Falls, that is called Old Abe's, and it's a supper club, and he likes the cod there. Very few places have fried cod. That's why I always get it from Butcher Box, so that I could make it here for him and we don't have to go out. So any place will have my steak for me, which is just fine, but that's his specialty. Last night when I came home from work, I had to make him, for those of you that are going to get triggered people, close your ears right now. Pay no attention to the lady with the polka dots. Jack's favorite is the swirl cake, as he calls it, the swirl cake with the chocolate swirl, the vanilla cake with the chocolate swirl and chocolate frosting. So when I got home from work yesterday, immediately I made him, put a little light in the subject, I made him his favorite swirl cake and put that in the refrigerator so he could have that first thing as opposed to donuts or whatever kind of garbage. First thing, he had that, just a small piece. And I came home thinking, well, from doing my stuff, and I'll get to that in a second. I came home and that still little small space was still left open, so he hadn't eaten it. The rest of the cake. I had my physical therapy, hydrotherapy. I do my tanning to tan the backside of myself because I don't only tan the fronts of myself here in the woods in the middle of a forest. And had to get Jack's gabapentin and went to get a pedicure in addition to my hydrotherapy. I had hydrotherapy today and did a couple of little piddly errands along the way and said, I will be home promptly at 4:30 to take you out. So I get home, it's 4:30, and he's gabbing on the phone. I'm thinking he's probably talking to one of his daughters, but no, he's talking to his cousin Marilyn on the phone. Hey Marilyn, if you're watching, hey. So we're about to head out. Once I see the whites of his eyes coming off of the deck, we're going to be heading out to grab some dinner and the 7:30 showing of the movie Reagan. We're going to go catch that. So right now it's about 4:45-ish, 4:45-ish. So we will catch you later. Maybe I'll give you a spot shot of the dinner that I'll be having tonight. That's it for now. Toodles. So I wanted to do a heads up, just a jump as to what I will be doing come October for my dietary regimen. Now remember, September is a 3-ingredient month. So I eat, for example, the raw cheddar that I have has 3 ingredients on it. That's it. If I'm going to have cream, sour cream, it's going to say milk and cream. That's it. So I'm going to continue on with the cream, but I'm going to stop the raw cheese for next month because it's 2 ingredients or more. So in essence,
The reason I'm keeping the sour cream is it's a dip. So I can still continue to have eggs, butter, eggs, one ingredient, steak, one ingredient, chicken, one ingredient. Come November, before the big 40-day Jesus fast, that's right after Thanksgiving, counting 40 days until January 11th, my mom's birthday. That's my annual fast. So I was thinking, when we go out to dinner today, I specifically ask the wait staff a couple of things. First, I start, because generally speaking, it costs $100 for Jack and I to go out to a supper club up here. And yes, to answer your questions, I do have a cocktail. I'll have a Crown Royal and water with a twist. And I know I burn the alcohol off first before I burn the fat off. But I will ask the wait staff that we get first and foremost, you need to accept this tip right now. This is a tip precursor, because I have a specific dietary regimen that must be adhered to due to my condition. They never bother to ask me what my condition is, nor do I let them know. But that's the verbiage I use. So I pre-tip, and I with specificity say, I cannot have seed oils. My steak must be cooked on the grill without any additive, non-sticking additive or agent, or don't do any dust or seasoning. I will season it myself once it gets to the table. And if you're going to cook anything, it must be cooked with butter only. Definitely no seed oils, no salad. Don't worry about all of that with the seed oils, etc., etc. And for Jack, it's a little more lax. He does like his fish, his cod. He likes it. He likes it deep fried. It's beer battered. He has the French fries. He has everything. And today's his birthday, so you only turn 75 once in your lifetime, if you know what I mean. So he's going to be living it big, living large, as they say. And more than likely, he'll probably have popcorn at the theater because, well, that's what he likes. But that's okay. So, the reason that I bring up my pre-tipping the wait staff is because I want to make sure they get it right. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be inflamed with anything other than butter. So I see Jack coming. We'll be heading out soon. Talk to you later.
Happy Saturday morning. This is the end of the week video, but for you guys, you're just watching it and thinking this is the end of the video for the week. Yesterday was Jack's birthday, and as I had told you in the last frame, I was intending to take a picture of my dinner, but I didn't. I had some cod that was baked, and I asked the girl for some more butter, and I put butter and sour cream on top of my cod with a little squirt of lemon. I was just starving, so I didn't take a picture of it. I just woofed it right down. He enjoyed his fish fry, but that's the most important because yesterday was his birthday. Afterwards, we saw the movie Reagan. Wow, what a great flick. I can only say that for us who don't go out to see movies that often, that movie was good. You could sense a little bit of the Hollywood in there, but the majority of it was right on key insofar as what I remember hearing about Ronald Reagan growing up as a little girl and seeing and experiencing the Ronald Reagan, the president, if you will. So if you have a chance, go and check out that video. So this is the end of the week for me. I'm going to have my Saturday meal of, I'm going to call it Saturday hash. It's going to be the breakfast sausage that I get from Butcher Box. I'm going to use, I have a little last piece of raw cheese for, I think it's cheddar jack. I think it's cheddar jack, a little small piece, about 2 ounces. Mix that in with 4 eggs and 2 tablespoons of butter and mix it up to make it look like hash. But it's so delicious, so super delicious. And I know it's one of the meals on repeat, except I'm not using that frozen cheese that I used earlier in the week. So that's it. Tomorrow's a new week, and then I'm going to let you know what I plan on doing for the month of October. Wow. October and beyond. So thanks for watching my What I Eat in a Day video. I know it's a little bit different than what I normally have been putting out when I was staying home after my surgery, but I hope to be getting back to normal for whatever normal is. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Cheers.